So what's the big deal about nitrogen? I mean, I know it's important, but what makes it so special? Today we're going to look at nitrogen in depth. We're going to find out where it comes from and what function it serves.
Without nitrogen, we're dead, like literally dead. Nitrogen is one of the fundamental building blocks to sustain every type of life. Plants and animals use nitrogen, including bunnies, cats, dogs, tigers, and my favorite, baby ducklings.
Dude, relax. You got your point across. You probably remember from chemistry that nitrogen is number 7 on the periodic table. It's a non-metal, so that makes it a gas. In fact, it is one of the most plentiful elements in the universe. It makes up approximately 78% of the Earth's atmosphere.
Now, it sounds like there's plenty of nitrogen to keep us all going, but that's not really the case. The nitrogen in the atmosphere is not in the right form for us to use, and that's due to its chemical bond structure. So in order for us to use it, nitrogen has to be fixed.
And that's where the nitrogen cycle comes into play. There are 4 key steps in the nitrogen cycle. They're all happening simultaneously, so they don't occur in a particular order. The 4 steps are nitrogen fixation, ammonification or decay, nitrification, and denitrification. Let's take a look at nitrogen fixation. Nature has 2 very cool ways of helping this process. The first is by using electricity. During volcanic eruptions, large electrical storms create enough electrical power to fuse oxygen and nitrogen. Lightning storms also play an important role in the fixation process. NASA reports over 100 lightning strikes per second. That's a lot of new chemical bonds being formed. Rain mixes with the nitrogen compound and then carries it to the Earth's surface.
But atmospheric fixation is only a small part of the process. Farmers know a little secret. Fixation takes place in the soil. Certain crops and bacteria help to nitrify the soil. They act as a natural fertilizer. There are small nodules that grow on roots. In these nodules are bacteria. In exchange for a free ride on the roots of the plants, these bacteria help convert nitrogen into a form that plants can actually use.
The second process is called ammonification. To put it simply, this is all about poop and death. When you are walking your dog and he gives you that look, you know he's about to help the nitrogen cycle. Every time an animal heeds the call of nature, they return nitrogen-rich compounds and nutrients to the soil.
Or when you're driving down the road and you see a dead animal, don't be sad. It's helping the nitrogen cycle too. Decomposers like bacteria and fungus got to work breaking the animal down into usable nutrients and nitrogen-containing inorganic compounds such as ammonia.
The next step in the nitrogen cycle is nitrification. Other little organisms found in the soil also help this process. These little critters convert ammonia into a useful nitrogen derivative called nitrate. Plants need nitrates to grow and use this form of nitrogen to make various amino acids, vitamins, and nucleic acids. When herbivores and omnivores eat green plants, they consume these nitrogen-containing compounds, and this contributes to their growth and health.
The final process in the nitrogen cycle is called denitrification. Not all the nitrogen gets used right away, so the photosynthetic bacteria in the soil get their energy from these nitrates. In doing so, they convert the rotting tissue or other decaying plant life into nitrogen gas, which gets released back into the environment, starting the process all over.
Unfortunately, there are many things that impact the Earth's nitrogen cycle. The nitrogen-rich fertilizers that farmers use can negatively impact the cycle by placing so much nitrogen into the soil that when it rains, the excess runs off and gets into our water supply.
Additionally, you've seen lakes taken over by plants. Oftentimes, that is because the water has become so nitrogen-rich that plants grow like crazy, choking out the sunlight and robbing the water of oxygen, killing fish and other organisms.
Other things like exhaust from our cars and pollution from power plants all have a negative impact on the Earth's natural routine. Now, whether you believe in global warming or not, we can all agree that pollution hurts the nitrogen cycle.
And it's pretty clear, we need nitrogen to live.